Sawadee Cop. All right, we're continuing with these steps for elimination. We did the whole Jane, hi Jane. I read another couple, respond to voicemail via email. Meetings should only be held to make decisions about a predefined situation, and then set a time limit for those meetings. That was number 4. So we'll jump in today at number 5. The cubicle is your temple. Don't permit. That reminded me of friggin' Dilbert. Remember Scott Adams did the Dilbert cartoons? Are fucking brilliant. He's a really bright guy, and he's written a couple of books, The Dilbert Principle and another one, and it's good reading if you looking for a funny book to read. Cubicle is your temple. Don't permit casual visitors. Some suggest using a clear do not disturb sign of some type, but I have found that this is ignored unless you have an office. My approach was to put headphones on even if I wasn't listening to anything. If someone approached me despite this discouragement, I would pretend to be on the phone. I'd put a finger to my lips, say something like, I hear you, and then say into the mic, can you hold on a second? Next, I'd turn to the invader, it's a good way to put it, and say, hi, what can I do for you? I wouldn't let them get back to me, but rather force the person to give me a 5-second summary and then send me an email if necessary. If headphone games aren't your thing, the reflexive response to an invader should be the same as when answering the cell phone. Hi, invader. I'm right, and obviously don't say that. I'm right in the middle of something. How can I be of help? If it's not clear within 30 seconds, ask the person to send you an email about the chosen issue. Do not offer to send them an email first. I'll be happy to help, but I have to finish this first. Can you send me a quick email to remind me? If you still cannot deflect an invader, give the person a time limit on your availability, which can also be used for phone conversations. Okay, I only have 2 minutes before a call. What's the situation? What can I do to help? 6, use the puppy dog close. That's a new one on me, the puppy dog close, to help your superiors and others develop the no meeting habit. The puppy dog close in sales is so named because it is based on the pet store sales approach. If someone likes a puppy but is hesitant to make the life-altering purchase, just offer to let them take the pup home, bring it back if they change their minds. Of course, the return seldom happens. Try it before you buy it. There you go. The puppy dog close is invaluable whenever you face resistance to permanent changes. Get your foot in the door with a let's just try it once reversible trial. Like giving somebody crack, well, you crack dealers out there, you give them a little taste, get a little something, and they wind up coming back for more and buying lots until they die or lose their teeth. Compare the following. I think you'd love this puppy. It will forever add to your responsibilities until he dies 10 years from now. No more carefree vacations, and you'll finally get to pick up poop all over the city. What do you think? Okay. Versus, I think you'd love this puppy. Why don't you just take him home and see what you think? You can just bring him back if you change your mind. Yeah, we get it, Tim. Now, imagine walking up to your boss in the hallway and clapping a hand on her shoulder. I'd like to go to the meeting, but I have a better idea. Let's never have another one, since all we do is waste time and not decide anything useful. Ooh, the truth, not that. Versus, I'd really like to go to the meeting, but I'm totally overwhelmed and really need to get a few important things done. Can I sit out just for today? I'd be distracted in the meeting otherwise. I promise I'll catch up afterwards by reviewing the meeting with colleague X. Is that okay? The second set of alternatives seem less permanent, and they're intended to appear so. Repeat this routine and ensure that you achieve more outside of the meeting than the attendees do within it. Repeat the disappearing act as often as possible and cite improved productivity to convert this slowly into a permanent routine change. Learn to imitate any good child. Just this once, please. I promise I'll do X. Parents fall for it because kids help adults to fool themselves. It works with bosses, suppliers, customers, and the rest of the world too. Use it, but don't fall for it. If a boss asks for overtime just this once, he or she will expect it in the future. Ain't that the truth? All right, time consumers. Batch and do not falter. A schedule defends from chaos and whim. Annie Dillard, winner of Pulitzer Prize in Nonfiction, 1975. Okay, schedule defends from chaos and whim. So it makes things more definite and structured in your life, and also stops you from, what do they call it, impulse buying, right? The candy that they put on the counter when you're checking out, whim, impulse buy, or impulse time waster. If you have never used a commercial printer before, the pricing and lead times could surprise you. Let's assume it costs $310 and takes 1 week to print 20 customized t-shirts with 4 color logos. How much and how long does it take to print 3 of the same t-shirt? $310 in 1 week. How is that possible? Simple. The setup charges don't change. It costs the printer the same amount in materials for plate preparation, $150, and the same in labor to man the press itself, $100. The setup is the real time consumer, and thus the job, despite its small size, needs to be scheduled just like the other job, resulting in the same 1 week delivery date. The lower economy of scale picks up the rest. The cost for 3 shirts is $20 per shirt times 3 shirts, instead of $3 per shirt times 20 shirts. If you buy in bulk, it's going to be cheaper. The cost and time effective solution, therefore, is to wait and until you have a larger order, an approach called batching. Batching is also the solution to our distracting but necessary time consumers, those repetitive tasks that interrupt the most important tasks. If you check mail and make bill payments 5 times a week, it might take 30 minutes per instance, and you respond to a total of 20 letters in 2.5 hours. If you do this once per week instead, it might take 60 minutes total, and you still respond to a total of 20 letters. People do the former out of fear of emergencies. First, there are seldom real emergencies. Second, of the urgent communication you will receive, missing a deadline is usually reversible and otherwise costs a minimum to correct. Where are we at? 7 minutes. Okay, we'll keep going. There is an inescapable setup time for all tasks, large or minuscule in scale. It is often the same for 1 as it is for 100. There's a psychological switching of gears that can require up to 45 minutes to resume a major task that has been interrupted. More than a quarter of each 9 to 5 period, 28%, is consumed by such interruptions. Wow. This is true of all recurring tasks, and is precisely why we have already decided to check email and phone calls twice per day at specific predetermined times, noon and 4, if I remember correctly, between which we let them accumulate. From mid-2004 to 2007, I checked email no more than once a week, often not for up to 4 weeks at a time. Nothing was irreparable, and nothing cost more than $300 to fix. This batching has saved me hundreds of hours of redundant work. How much is your time worth? All right, I think we'll end there. He goes into a hypothetical example. But so, new concept today that he's never talked about before, batching. It takes X amount of time to get into a task. So if you do more during that task, you're going to be more efficient and save a lot of time. Instead of doing a half an hour 4 times a day, do 1 hour. At the end of the day, you just saved an hour. So makes a lot of sense. Good stuff from Timmy. Once again, start applying this stuff into your life wherever it fits, even if it's uncomfortable to fit into your life. Go ahead and try it and see the difference. Like he's doing with the bosses, try it before you buy it. So give this stuff a test run into your own business and see what effect it has on you, the people around you, and most importantly, your bottom line, which is as you build that passive income, that leads to freedom, right?